Alright, first and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to you brothers that are laboring and pushing this word in truth and sincerity and with charity. I am the brother Abraham from the camp here in GMS Chicago, coming to do another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, Lord willing to be edifying. And as you may have heard or seen, the recent news of certain or few number of quote unquote objects, right, that are being shot down. Okay, mysterious objects being shot down. You know, it started with the so-called spy balloon from China, which that is iffy in itself. But after that happened, there's been a couple more objects being shut down. Okay, and there have been reports that it was a UFO. Okay, now based off what we know in the scriptures, the scriptures very clearly describe what people call or know as today as a UFO, or also a UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. There's various accounts in the scriptures where it's a literal spaceship, man. Okay, and the scriptures describe it as the chariots of God. All right, and sometimes they're described as clouds, sometimes they're described as birds. Okay, now you got to understand that when these prophecies were written, these visions were written down by the prophets, all right, you need to put yourself in their shoes and in their time. Okay, they didn't have airplanes, they didn't have cars. Okay, they had what they had in their time, which was chariots being driven by horses. Okay, so they described these so-called UFOs, right, what we know in our time as UFOs. That's what the prophet saw. Okay, and that's how they described them. Okay, just as, for example, you're not gonna see the word missile in the scriptures, but the scriptures describe them as arrows, right? Because back then they didn't have the weaponry that we have today, right? Back then it was swords, spears, slings, axes, shields, arrows, bows and arrows. Okay, now everything's is guns and guns. All right, so the prophets described the missiles of today as arrows, because that's they were describing and writing down the visions that they saw in the best form that they could explain. All right, now whatever type of bullshit the government or the United States is trying to say about so-called UFOs, man, they know what's out there. They see the chariots of the Most High out there. All right, they got their telescopes and they got NASA, and they're um monitoring everything that goes on in the skies and even in space. They're seeing these things every single day. All right, more and more in number. And now during the presidency of Donald Trump, he introduced a new military branch, the Space Force. Why in the world do you need a new military branch in space? Because they keep seeing the sightings of the chariots, man. Okay? And they were scared. They were worried. They know what's out there. And not only that, they're listening to the prophets. They're listening to the men of the Lord that are telling Esau Edom to his face what they are and what it is and what's coming. Okay? Now let's go ahead and grab where should we even start? Let me see. I had a few scriptures here, man. Some of them or most of them are from class. But let's go ahead and start off with Judges 5 and verse 11. It says, "They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates." Now, what does this mean? Who's the they? The they is the elect of the Most High. The elect of the Most High are going to be delivered from the noise of the archers. Right? What is the noise of the archers? As I explained earlier, back then, the prophets wrote down the visions and what they saw the best they could, and they saw visions of the end. They saw visions of the destruction of America. All right. Now, we're currently in World War III, right? And it's only going to escalate more, and it's only going to slowly involve more nations, right? Are these nations fighting each other with bows and arrows? No, right? They're fighting each other with the modern day weaponry and military might. All right. And what did North Korea just do and have a parade of all their missiles that they have? Okay. America and Russia have the most missiles. Okay. Russia has slightly a little bit more, but they're almost even. But like I said, Russia has a little bit more missiles. Okay. Because that's what the wars are going to be fought with now, with missiles, right? And a missile looks like an arrow, and as it describes in Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, right? The arrows, when they fly to the ends of the earth, what type of arrow do you know that goes from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth? Not no ordinary arrow, but intercontinental ballistic missile. Okay. In the places of drawing water. Where are the places of drawing water? Our captivity, right? Being back then you had servants draw water. Back then you had servants hew wood. And we are yet this day in our captivity. All right, that's what that means. The elect are going to be delivered from the destruction of the place of our captivity, which is mainly here in America, because most of the Israelites are here in America. Okay, This is where we will be rehearsing the righteous acts of the Lord. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and grab 2nd Ezra 16. Might as well grab it. Mentioned it, right? 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Right? The ends of the world. These are no ordinary arrows, but they're missiles. And when these missiles come and fly to the mark, which is here in America, how are the elect going to be delivered? But through spaceships, what we call spaceships, what we call UFOs, what we call UAPs, right? We call them the chariots, man. That's literally what it is. And yeah, all this sounds crazy. All this sounds like a fairy tale to somebody that has no faith. Right? That's why it says here in Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. And this is what you see happening in our present time, is the righteous man standing in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, against such as had us in captivity, had us in slavery. Right? When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. Why is this so strange? Because this wasn't supposed to happen, right? We're just bums on the street. We're just regular men on the street. We're nobodies to this world. So far beyond all that they looked for, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Right? We ain't nothing but black spicks, niggas, wetbacks, right? Bums. We fools accounting his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot is among the saints? Right? And this is how the Lord is going to look so powerful, saving and delivering his men, his elect, who the world deemed to be the scum of the earth. Okay? Now let's keep going down. Let's jump down to verse 20. It says, his severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Right? Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from a well-drawn bow. Again, this ain't no ordinary bow and arrow. Shall they fly to the mark. Right? That's the missiles. What do we see happening in the earth today? World War III. Right? Everybody showing out their military power. It says, let the weak say, I am strong. That's these other nations. Alright, standing up against America now. Everybody hates America. Now everybody wants to destroy America. Now everybody, when put together, can fight against America. Because at one time, it says, who can make war with the beast? Ain't nobody was fucking with America until now. Now everybody wants to smoke. Now everybody got some heat. Right? And when it goes down, man, when these missiles fly to the mark, his elect got to be delivered and saved. And that's going to be through the chariots, man. Okay, let's see. What else I got here? Yeah, this guy Isaiah 34. and 5. And keep in mind, remember it said it was Wisdom of Solomon 5. In 20 it says his severe wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, right? Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So is this some sword, literal sword that's gonna be, coming down from heaven? No, it's talking about the missiles. And where is this mark at? It's upon Idumea. What's Idumea? Idumea is the Greek word for saying Edom. Who's Esau? Edom today is so-called white people, right? To proclaim themselves to be white people. It said, upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Right? Meaning it's all these motherfuckers gonna die. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, let's get that. Revelations 18. In verse 4 it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. All right, and this is going into the deliverance, the salvation of the elect of the Most High, that they be not partakers of the destruction of the plagues, right? Which is the nuclear missiles hitting this place, man. All right, let's get a precept for this in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore comfort one another with these words, right? The elect, who knows, who some are gonna taste the death, some are not. Those that remain and are alive are gonna be caught up together with them in the clouds. Those that did die, that are of the elect, we're gonna meet everybody at the end of the day. If you're the elect, you're part of that number, man. Yes, we're all gonna meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord, man. That's our hope. That is our faith. That's what we want. That's what we need. Because ain't nothing for us here. This ain't living. We motherfucking tired of this place. This place is wicked. Getting more wicked by the minute, by the second. Okay. Let's get Isaiah 26 and 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. Okay, so this is going into the salvation of the elect when we get beamed up into the chariots. All right, while the lake of fire, which is going to be caused by those missiles, right? During that destruction, we're going to be covered. We're going to be delivered. We're going to be saved. We're going to be beamed up. Okay, until the indignation be overpassed, which is that destruction. Okay, let me see. Yeah, let's get Revelations 1 and 7. It says, Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindred of the earth shall wail because of him. Just as it says in 1 Thessalonians 4 and 17, they which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. Right? It says, Behold, the Lord, he cometh with clouds. All right, is that literally a literal cloud coming, riding upon a literal cloud like Kid Goku? No, man, it's talking about the chariots or the spaceships or the UAPs, whatever you want to call them. We call them the chariots of God. Okay, let's get that in Psalms as well. Psalm 68 and 17, the chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. Right? This man, they call a title of the Lord is the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies. And all at his disposal. Okay, let's get Jude 1 and 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. How's the Lord going to come with 10,000s of his saints? He's going to come with the chariots, right? With his hosts, with his armies, man. To do what? To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their harsh speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. The Lord is coming for judgment. Judgment upon the great whore, judgment upon his people, the 2/3, and judgment upon these heathens, all the nations, starting with Esau, Edom, man. The Lord's coming to execute judgment upon all. And his elect are going to be delivered. Okay? And that's it, man. I'm going to go ahead and give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Until the next time, Shalom.